Imagine launching a business from a small garage, armed with nothing but a bold idea and a few dollars. Now picture that same business growing into a trillion-dollar empire. That's exactly what Jeff Bezos did with Amazon. But how did he transform a simple online bookstore into a global e-commerce powerhouse? What were the defining moments, the risks, the near failures that could have brought it all crashing down? This is the untold story of Amazon's rise to dominance. The early 90s were a different world. The internet was still in its infancy, used mostly by academics and tech enthusiasts. The idea of shopping online, almost unheard of. Most people still preferred flipping through catalogs or walking into brick-and-mortar stores. But Jeff Bezos saw something others didn't. One statistic changed everything for him. Web usage was growing at an astonishing 2,300% per year. This wasn't just a trend, it was a revolution in the making. And instead of waiting for the world to catch up, Bezos decided to be ahead of the curve. Books were just the beginning. He believed that if he could perfect the online shopping experience, it could expand far beyond books. But before he could disrupt an entire industry, he had to start small, one order at a time, one customer at a time. With nothing but a bold vision, an old door turned into a desk, and a handful of employees, Bezos launched Cadabra, the original name for what would soon be called Amazon. In those early days, he and his team packed books by hand and personally drove them to the post office. Every single sale felt like a victory. What started as a modest online bookstore in a garage would soon grow into something much bigger, an empire that would redefine the way the world shops. But in 1994, no one, not even Bezos himself, could have imagined that this little startup would one day be worth over $1 trillion. And this was just the beginning. With Amazon officially launched in 1995, Jeff Bezos and his small team were ready to take on the world. But the road ahead was anything but smooth. Running an online bookstore in an era when most people barely trusted the internet was a daunting task. One of the first major challenges was convincing customers to buy books online. People were used to browsing bookstores, flipping through pages, and making purchases in person. The idea of entering credit card information on a website was still a foreign and even risky concept. Security concerns, slow internet speeds, and the lack of online shopping habits made growth an uphill battle. But Bezos had a clear strategy: put the customer first. He focused on making Amazon the most convenient and customer-friendly platform possible. He introduced features like customer reviews, personalized recommendations, and a seamless ordering process, things that would later become industry standards. However, as the business grew, so did the logistical challenges. Orders were pouring in faster than expected, and the small garage setup was no longer enough. Amazon moved into a proper office and expanded its warehouse operations, but scaling up came with financial risks. Bezos made a bold choice. He prioritized long-term growth over short-term profits. Instead of focusing on immediate earnings, he reinvested every dollar into improving the company's infrastructure, technology, and customer experience. This relentless focus on expansion led Amazon to broaden its catalog beyond books. Soon, customers could buy CDs, DVDs, electronics, and more, all from the comfort of their homes. Yet Amazon wasn't without competition. Traditional bookstores like Barnes & Noble saw the potential of e-commerce and launched their own websites. Investors were skeptical, and critics doubted whether Amazon could survive against retail giants. But Bezos had one advantage. He wasn't just trying to sell books, he was building an entirely new way of shopping. Despite the challenges, Amazon continued to grow at an astonishing rate. By the late 1990s, it had gone public, raising millions in capital. But with growth came new obstacles, including the looming threat of the dot-com bubble. By the late 1990s, Amazon was skyrocketing. The company had gone public in 1997, raising $54 million in its IPO. Investors were excited, customers were growing. Jeff Bezos' vision of an online marketplace seemed unstoppable, but beneath the surface, a financial storm was brewing, one that would wipe out countless internet startups and bring Amazon to the brink of collapse. The late 90s saw an explosion of dot-com companies. Investors poured billions into internet businesses, convinced they were funding the future. But there was a problem. Most of these companies weren't profitable. They burned through cash, expanding recklessly, chasing growth instead of sustainability. And then, in early 2000, the bubble burst. Stock prices crashed overnight. Hundreds of dot-com startups went bankrupt. Investors panicked, pulling their money from tech companies. Even Amazon, one of the strongest players in the space, wasn't spared. Its stock plummeted by nearly 90%. Skeptics said it was over. Analysts believed Bezos had made a fatal mistake by prioritizing growth over immediate profits. The company was bleeding cash. Bankruptcy seemed inevitable, but Bezos wasn't ready to give up. He knew survival meant drastic action. Amazon cut costs, streamlined operations, and shifted its focus to efficiency. Expansion slowed, spending was controlled, a portion of the workforce was let go, supplier contracts were renegotiated. Every move was designed to keep the company alive, and through it all, Bezos never lost sight of the customer. While others were focused on survival, Amazon doubled down on what mattered most: faster shipping, better inventory management, and a seamless shopping experience. Customers kept coming back, and that loyalty, it made all the difference. By the early 2000s, while many of its competitors had vanished, Amazon had not only survived, it had emerged stronger than ever. And just as the world was recovering from the crash, Bezos made a move that would change everything. A move that would take Amazon far beyond books and far beyond retail itself. By the mid-2000s, Amazon wasn't just a survivor of the dot-com crash. It had become one of the most trusted online retailers in the world. But for Jeff Bezos, that wasn't enough. He didn't just want to dominate e-commerce. He wanted to redefine how people shopped. And to do that, Amazon needed something revolutionary, something that would make customers more loyal than ever before. That's when Amazon Prime was born. In 2005, Amazon introduced Prime, a subscription-based membership offering unlimited 2-day shipping for a flat annual fee. It was a bold, risky move. No other retailer had ever done anything like it. Critics doubted it could last. How could Amazon afford to ship products so quickly without losing millions? But Bezos wasn't focused on short-term profits. He saw the bigger picture. Prime wasn't just about shipping. It was about building a habit, a lifestyle, a locked-in ecosystem where customers would always choose Amazon first. And it worked. Prime members spent far more than non-members. The promise of fast, effortless shipping turned Amazon into their default shopping destination. And then, Amazon made Prime even more irresistible. Free movies and TV shows, music streaming, cloud storage, and exclusive shopping discounts. What started as a simple shipping perk had transformed into an all-encompassing membership experience. But Prime was just one piece of Amazon's unstoppable expansion. In 2006, Amazon Web Services, AWS, launched, turning Amazon into a global leader in cloud computing. In 2007, Kindle changed the book industry forever, making digital reading mainstream. Acquisitions like Zappos and Audible helped Amazon dominate new markets. Amazon was no longer just an online bookstore. It was a tech giant, a logistics powerhouse, and an empire obsessed with customer experience. And yet, Bezos still wasn't done. By the late 2000s and 10s, Amazon wasn't just a company, it was a force shaping the future. It had transformed the way people shopped, read, and even stored their data. But for Jeff Bezos, this was never just about e-commerce. It was about something bigger, something that would embed Amazon into everyday life. And that future, it was powered by Prime, Alexa, and artificial intelligence. What started as a simple fast shipping perk in 2005 had evolved into one of the most powerful subscription services in the world. Prime wasn't just about convenience anymore. It had become an entire ecosystem. Prime Video, taking on Netflix and Disney+. Prime Music, competing with Spotify and Apple Music. Prime Day, a shopping event so massive, it rivaled Black Friday. By 2021, Amazon Prime had over 200 million members worldwide, making it one of the most successful loyalty programs in history. But Amazon's ambitions stretched far beyond shopping. In 2014, it introduced Alexa, the AI-powered voice assistant that would soon be in millions of homes. Paired with Echo smart speakers, Alexa wasn't just a gadget. It was the start of a smart home revolution. With a simple voice command, people could shop, control their lights, play music, and even get real-time weather updates. This was more than just innovation. This was Amazon embedding itself into the fabric of daily life. And behind the scenes, every Alexa request, every Prime Video stream, every purchase, all of it generated data. Data that helped Amazon understand its customers better than anyone else. AWS, Amazon Web Services, became the backbone of the internet, powering giants like Netflix, Airbnb, and even the CIA. Amazon Go introduced cashier-less stores, eliminating checkout lines with AI-powered shopping. The 2017 acquisition of Whole Foods signaled Amazon's entry into physical retail. At this point, Amazon was everywhere, in your home, on your screen, in your grocery store, and even in the cloud that powered your favorite apps. It wasn't just an e-commerce empire, it was an unstoppable tech giant, but Bezos still had one final goal: to make Amazon one of the most valuable companies in history. What began in a tiny garage in 1994 had now become one of the most powerful companies in human history. Amazon didn't just change the way people shopped, it redefined entire industries: technology, entertainment, logistics, even space exploration. By the early 2020s, Amazon had crossed a milestone few companies had ever achieved: $1 trillion valuation. It was no longer just an online retailer. It was a global force, powering businesses, entertaining billions, and delivering goods faster than anyone thought possible. But behind the scenes, Amazon had built something far greater than an e-commerce empire. AWS, Amazon Web Services, had become the backbone of the internet, hosting companies like Netflix, Airbnb, and even the US government. Alexa and Echo weren't just devices, they were reshaping how humans interacted with technology. Amazon's robotic fulfillment centers had pushed logistics to the edge of science fiction, turning same-day delivery into the new standard. But Amazon wasn't just dominating the present, it was engineering the future. Amazon Pharmacy set its sights on disrupting the healthcare industry. AI-driven technology promised to revolutionize the way people connected with the digital world. And through Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos wasn't just thinking about Earth anymore, he was planning for the stars. In 2021, Bezos stepped down as CEO, leaving Amazon in the hands of Andy Jassy, the man who built AWS into a global powerhouse. But even as Bezos stepped away from day-to-day operations, his vision still drove Amazon's relentless pursuit of growth. And now, the real question isn't how Amazon became a trillion-dollar company, it's what comes next. Will Amazon become the first quadrillion-dollar company? Will it reshape new industries the way it did with e-commerce? Will it expand beyond Earth itself? One thing is certain, Amazon's story is far from over. In fact, this may just be the beginning. Blast off.